Yes. Okay, good. You ready?
Yes.
Goodness, there's no preparation needed. Goodness, I'm back with my notebook, like, what do I do? And I look at the guests, I'm like, oh, it's Aleasha.
Yeah. No need to impress me. I already know the truth.
Love it. Okay, so I think we're good here. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do this in three, two, one. Hey guys, so welcome to another episode here. So, if you're watching this interview anywhere else but within our private Facebook group called High Ticket Client Attraction Insider Circle, be sure to come join us. The group was put together specifically for coaches, consultants, service providers who are serious about learning what to do to get consistent high ticket clients and grow into 6 and 7 figures. So, if you're not already a member and you're watching this anywhere else, come join us. Now, with that being said, I have my good friend here today, Aleasha Barr. Welcome, Aleasha.
Hi, Extus. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, it's a pleasure. It's always been a pleasure. I think this is our second time doing this interview, right? The first time last week. What happened?
We realized that Extus hadn't hit record. It was wonderful, too. Wonderful interview.
Yes, we had a great interview lined up, but the record button, someone didn't hit it, and I won't to mention any names here. Um, but Aleasha, so tell us for the audience or my audience who hasn't really heard about you and what you do, tell us, what do you do?
So I am what they call the client whisperer. I'm a sales and marketing coach for solopreneurs and sales professionals.
Hmm. A sales and marketing coach. How did you end up becoming a sales and marketing coach?
Yeah, so I sold digital marketing for a company called Cox Media, a really big one, for a long time. And if you've ever worked for a corporation, you have experienced them not delivering on promises. And at a point, it just got kind of embarrassing. So I started my own digital marketing agency where I could control what was delivered to the clients more. And it was very successful for 3 years until I grew it to the point where I needed to hire people. And that's like a whole nother thing. And then I was working all the time. And honestly, even though I was doing sales for my agency, I missed it. So originally I thought I was going to help people who like business owners who love what they're doing, but all of a sudden they have to do accounting and marketing and sales and all these things that aren't the thing that they do, and it's hard for them. And I wanted to help that person, the people who are really good at what they do and maybe just don't know how to market and sell it as well. And really focus on people who, like, my tagline is to put humanity back in sales and make a killing doing it. So help people that really care about their clients and doing the right thing for them be better at selling, because there are people who are good at selling and don't deliver on what they promised, and we need to even the playing field.
Hmm. I'm not sure where I sign up, but I'm sold. Where do I sign up? Where's the where's your buy now button, right?
You do really care about your clients. It's true, Extus.
Yes. Um, so that's very fascinating what you just said in terms of your story wise, because you said you worked for a corporation before and you decided to leave simply because the service delivery as far as promises being made, all these different things. And you saw that some of them weren't getting fulfilled and you took it up on your own. I know most individuals who do work maybe a 9 to 5 job or something, they're just there, just clock in, clock out, and get paid. They really don't care about anything else, whether it's
Right.
working, not working. But you seem to be a different. You come from a different frame of mind as far as saying, "Let me go out there and do this better." That sounds like an entrepreneur. Would you say you're just you've always been an entrepreneur?
Well, my family, they are all entrepreneurs. So I was never naive about how hard it is. I think that a lot of people have this idealistic view of it.
Hmm.
They say it's like quit your 40-hour-a-week job to work an 80-hour-a-week one, and it's pretty true. So originally I hadn't intended that, but it just turned out that way because it also in corporate, there's a lot of incompetent people in positions of authority. It's like a rampant problem. And I wanted to be able to choose the people I work with and have a team that cares about doing a good job and doesn't have ego getting in the way. Everyone's prime concern is like getting the thing done and doing it well and collaborating on it. And that's the people that I've been able to work with since doing this. So yeah, entrepreneurs are those crazy people that are like, I don't want to just make money. I also want to like what I do.
Hmm. Powerful, powerful. I know for me, one of the reasons I got into just helping coaches, consultants get consistent high tier clients was simply because I realized most of them come from a frame of they're genuinely passionate and they care. They have some way they see that they can make the world better, whether it's through helping people stop stuttering, helping people get hired, helping people build businesses with marketing, all these different things. They saw a way of making people better and they just had this vision for themselves, but for the life of them, they really can't figure out how to monetize that and get paid for it. And I think that that's one of the things that really drives me to wake up to serve the audience that I serve. So I guess, Aleasha, what wakes you up? What motivates you to do what you do?
Well, it's similar, like you said. Like, I want to help the person who really cares about taking care of their clients. So the reason I focus on marketing and sales is is sales is the front line of information for marketing. So a lot of times those aren't very tied. And the frame of mind that someone's in is when they come to a sales call is based on marketing. And I pretty much equally love both. So helping people with those strategies and having them sync up, it's incredible how often they are not lined up together. And I love just making it clear and simple for someone because they think that sales and marketing is so hard. And marketing is harder than sales. Sales is just a conversation like any other. And once they realize what it really is, that it's just a regular conversation with an exchange of money at the end, it's so much simpler. And it's so cool to see people like have this confidence and start making all of these sales and start helping more people. And not being good at sales is enough to make a solopreneur give up completely.
Hmm. Okay. Now the question becomes because in my business, right? So with what I do, the place where my clients, the ideal clients, meet myself and my programs and stuff is when they've been trying for like years. They might have bought every single person's program under the sun, trying to figure out, okay, how do I make my business work? How do I get those consistent paying clients? How do I generate a consistent monthly income? That's why I typically end up meeting those individuals who come work with us in my company. So where do you meet, what are the clients who typically come to you? Where are they typically at on their journey when they decide, it's just time for them to say, okay, Aleasha is the person I need to help me solve this problem?
Yeah. So, you know, ideally, someone is in the beginning so you
Hmm.
can avoid all of the pain. But most people are burned by a couple of other systems first before I interact with them. They've done like a 7-figure script that some guru sold them and said, follow this word for word. And they've tried it and it's not working, but like they think it's them. It's got to be the way they're implementing it. So they keep trying. And then they have someone else say that they have the 6-figure exact word for word script. And they've usually tried all these things and burned through a lot of prospects and sales and confidence, and they're pretty discouraged. So there have been times when I've worked with someone more at the beginning, like one of my clients was only 6 months in, and it makes me so happy that I was able to save him from all of that. Because you think of the alternative, everybody's like, do I have to go back to corporate? Like, I can't go back. I can't.
Yeah, yeah, that is so true. So what you do, you definitely help people stay in business longer because at the end, where the rubber really meets the road, it's not in how good of a coach, how good of a consultant, how good of an entrepreneur you are. It's really in how many sales are you generating every single week, month, and so forth. If you're not generating sales, then we know that it's only a matter of time until you're either out of business or got to go do something else because this entrepreneurship is just not going to work. Um,
Yeah.
so for you, right? So I guess what is your process? Because I know when we first connected, which was sometime like we've been like friends for like 20 years or something.
Yeah.
Not that long. I
We
think a
both look
couple of
really good for our age.
yes, yes. Yeah. So I know with your process, one of the things I kind of got from you was that you're not the type of person to say, hey, when it comes to selling, hey, just line up 100 people and talk to them like the first 80 will be practice and then the last 20 you might be able to close. You more come from a place of showing them how to close sales now, right? It doesn't have to take going through a whole bunch of leads or having a whole bunch of conversations before someone can be able to close sales, right? Is that right?
Yeah. So I work with somebody to create a custom framework for them, for their personality, product, and audience, which is what's missing from most like seven-figure scripts. So it works almost immediately. Like the first week or the second week, they start seeing an improvement already, closing more sales. And then we make adjustments from there. So it's really just leveraging their personality. You know, when we're going through the script, it's like, does this feel like something you would say? Does this resonate with you? Because a lot of other scripts, you're saying something that feels weird to you, but you're doing it because it works. But the other person feels how weird it feels to you. So it's making sure that that matches up with you. And that like initial foundation can work wonders. And then obviously you improve and improve and improve.
Nice, nice. So it sounds like you got a pretty formulated process. And I guess a bit, so I could describe it as I was on a call with someone else, a prospect who wanted to get started with our services. And he'd been trying every single thing because what he learned was like to get clients is just direct messaging. And he
Mm.
went out and he tried direct messaging. He messaged like, I think he was doing it about maybe 40 hours per week,
Oh my God, that's
trying
so
to
exhausting. Such a grind.
exactly trying to get clients. And he, for the life of him, he had like, I think in total, he had like maybe 4 conversations and no one ended up signing up with him. And he's just like
Oh,
so discouraged and
that's
stuff like that. And for me, I know my process is way different when I help coaches, consultants sign on consistent high ticket clients. Like we don't go down the direct messaging path. We take a different approach, which is we have people come to us. We build communities, and we have individuals come to us because we know that if we get people coming to us, that's where the best sales happen instead of chasing after individuals. And it sounds like your process might be something similar. It sounds like you've kind of, the same way I know that I've kind of broken down how to get clients in a step-by-step consistent manner for yourself and showing someone else how to sell, you've kind of done that for your clients as well too. Is that about right?
yeah. I mean, what you're talking about is attracting them. So I am a huge fan of attraction marketing, putting out like what sounds tempting to the type of person that you want to work with, and they contact you. And I've also run Facebook ads, Google paid search, all of that, so I can help with paid traffic strategies too. I'm really not for cold messaging, really not for it. It's
Mhm.
such a, it can burn you out really fast. So I definitely try to have at least more strategic cold messaging if you are going to do it, like, you know, film a Loom video or something where you send it to somebody and we'll ask ahead of time would they like some feedback. There are ways around it where it's not just like so obvious that you're trying to get business from them, unless you're on LinkedIn and it's a little more okay. But yeah, so I mean that attraction marketing piece definitely works into my working with a client. Like I help them come up with a strategy that brings in the type of client they want. Not just because a lot of people are also casting this wide net and they're just getting like a bunch of crap in that they actually don't want. Like I have a client who's a nutritionist. She does fasting and nutrition, and she's getting all these weight loss people that she didn't love working with because they tried everything and they thought they knew everything. But she thought she just like had to. And I'm like, no, you just change your messaging and talk about all the other things that nutrition and fasting does. And the
Yeah,
weight loss people will come, won't
yeah,
come anymore.
yeah. Goodness. I'm so excited for this interview for two reasons. One, because again, I get to talk to my lovely friend Aleasha, who's just so amazing. And the second is right before this call, I received a message from one of my clients. He just hit his first $20,000 a month. And you know who it is, Aleasha. You know
Yeah.
who it is. But in essence, the reason I share that story is because, again, in terms of success stories with your clients as well, because I know you help your clients get amazing results with what it is that you do. What tell us about some success stories people have had from just going through your process.
Yeah. So I am very happy that everyone who has ever worked with me has seen pretty crazy results. So one client I worked with, he sold like 3,500 in January. We worked together in February and he sold 45,000.
Mm-hmm.
Another client, they sold absolutely nothing for 6 months and they were starting to do like pay for performance deals and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then in March, he sold 17,000. Another salesperson that I worked with, she sold, um, she made like 23,000 in commissions one month from the work that we did together.
Mhm.
And I manage a couple of sales teams too. And I've been able to double the sales of one of the sales teams in 2 months, completely doubled, spending less on marketing. And it's pretty cool. Like, this makes it so much easier. And that's the part I love, is the wins for people, like,
Yeah.
and simplifying it and making it so clear. And I mean, sales honestly relates back to your confidence and how you present yourself and your emotional health. Like, you want to show up emotionally healthy and you'll sell more, but also, like, the better you feel like you are at sales, the more emotionally healthy you'll usually feel.
Mhm.
So people that say that they're bad at sales, I'm like, really? Have you ever sold your significant other on what movie to watch,
Mhm.
where to go eat, or your kid on eating their dinner? You are selling all the time. It's just that they get this weird anxiety when they realize there's money being discussed at the end of it. And
Mhm.
it's, you persuade the exact same way you persuade your husband or wife to do something.
Yeah, yeah. So, do you believe that anyone could become good at sales? Is sales something you like, just a skill you're just born with, and it's just like for some people, and other people it's just like, hey, just don't do sales. Just never try to sell anything again. What's your approach on that? Or what's
There
your
are absolutely people that are naturals, for
mm-hmm,
sure. But they need some structure and detail that will just take them to, like, a really high level. But unless you're, like, very socially awkward, like, the way that I determine if someone's going to be able to sell is, like, do you have conversations with people like that you don't know sometimes and they feel normal? Then you can be good at sales. If you're just like a very socially awkward person all the time, probably not going to work.
mm-hmm,
But if you're just like, introverted people can be incredible at sales because nobody suspects them. People actually suspect more like friendly and extroverted people to be like salesy, and they don't like trust them as much. So honestly, introverts do even better a lot of the time. It has nothing to do with you being like shy or quiet or outgoing or whatever. Like, that has nothing to do with your success in sales. As long as you know how to have a basic conversation with somebody.
yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Now, can you share a few mistakes you've realized, just because I know you've been doing this for several years now, and I know anytime you do something for a long period of time, you kind of see trends as far as what doesn't work and what mistakes that people are making. So, what mistakes have you seen most individuals who struggle with sales? What are a few common mistakes they make?
Yeah, so a big one that you see is people that feel like they just need to trial and error burn through a bunch of people, but you don't. Another big one is assuming that the other person is just like you. So people like to hear information differently, and you don't like explain it to someone the way you would want to hear it. You explain it to the way that they would want to hear it, and that's happens by uncovering information. A lot of people also talk about like the how instead of the what. Like, everybody just wants the end goal. I have this metaphor that's like, if you were taking a friend to a basketball game who'd never been to the game, never been, doesn't know anything about basketball, and you were telling them all the rules of the game ahead of time, like, okay, yeah, there's fouls and these are the different types of them, and then you get to free throw, and then like when you're at this line it's 3 points, but when you're at this line, and these are the different, I mean, the person's like so bored. Like, not only are they confused and bored, they like no longer want to go with you. But if you explain those rules when they're there, then they absorb them. Ahead of time, you're just selling the fact that it's a fun game and that there's going to be people and like hot dogs and alcohol. If they drink, you talk about the alcohol. If they're single, you talk about the mingling. If they're not, if they're married, you talk about the, relaxing boy time or whatever. You
Mhm.
focus on their motivators. So, like, a lot of people end up talking about all the detailed rules of their thing instead of the fact, like, the overall concept and the in transformation of where someone wants to be. So everything that you explain about your program, you link it to, and that's why you make a lot of money. That's why you lose weight. That's why whatever the end goal is.
Hmm. Yeah, that is so powerful too. Because I think that was one of the first issues I realized when I started learning how to sell. I realized if I get too caught up on the details, like on a sales call, giving out all the details, I would end up like kind of like unselling the person. So they were like, oh, what's happening there? And then they would get off the phone and be like, oh, well, I guess I'm not sure what happened. But it wasn't until I kind of applied what you just shared here, which is, again, it's not going into details. How did you describe it? Did you say you sell the what?
Concept. You're selling the what, not the how.
Yeah, the what, not the how. Yeah. And I know when I first started out, that's the reason why I did. I thought, hey, people just want to know how to do it. I'm just going to give them the how. And I did that. And it's like the eyes rolled over. And it's like, oh, there goes the sale. But I think what you just said here is so spot on. Now, in terms of contacting you, if someone realized, okay, I'm really struggling with sales. I've tried all of the 6-figure scripts, the 7-figure scripts. Some I've tried hiring every single person and it's just not working, or maybe they're just getting started and they want to figure out, okay, how do I just find the best of the best of the best to work with? How do they get in contact with you?
Yeah, so they can email me at Aleasha@aleashabar.com. And then I also have a free video, 6 things you can immediately do to close more business. It's free, and then you get daily value, just sales tips. People really like the emails, but you can always unsubscribe. And that's at Aleashabar.com.
Cool. That's interesting. I'm not on anyone's mailing list. Very few people's mailing list, but yours is the one I'm on, and I just haven't unsubscribed yet.
You don't read them. People read them all. They'll be like, "This is the only email that I read every day."
Yeah, it's one of those where I don't like read them every day, but every now and then I jump in there, I check it out because I find that you always add in some value in there. And the next thing I love about it is that it's not these long, drawn out emails.
Oh yeah,
It's always a really quick read. And the
short.
final thing I'll say about that is you're pretty consistent, because since I've been on there, and I've probably been on there for like maybe almost 6 or 7 months or something, I think I've received an email from you like every day with a quick piece of value, which I really appreciate.
Really short. Really short.
Yeah, love it. Awesome. Well, before we end here, Aleasha, do you have any final words to share? Uh-oh, here it comes. Get ready, guys. Get ready. It's gonna be good.
I don't know. I guess I can share my favorite quote. There's no failures. You either got the lesson or result that you needed.
Hmm. So no failures, just the lessons or the result.
That you needed.
Love it. Awesome. Well, Aleasha, appreciate you making the time to be here. Hopefully we did hit the record button this time. So I think if we did, hey, you guys will be seeing this video. If not, you will never see it. And we'll go for the third take. Well, appreciate it, Aleasha. I know you're pretty busy, so that's all I got. Thank you so much. And yeah, we'll be in touch, okay?
Thanks, Extus. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
See ya.